My name is Drew Clancy. My Rise with Drew blog is all about learning, growth, and development. I call it Getting Better and Getting Better. 25 years ago, while driving to and from work, I was listening to a set of cassettes I had purchased from the Strategic Coach, the world's #1 entrepreneurial coaching program, founded by Dan Sullivan. One of the ideas that Dan talked about on those cassettes was the gap and the gain. Today, Dan considers this framework to be, quote, one of the most important, transformational, and enduring concepts in the Strategic Coach program. Dan and Ben Hardy write in their New York Times best-selling book, The Gap and the Gain. All these years later, I still remember it because it was so straightforward. There are 2 ways we can measure our progress. The first way is to compare where we are now against our ideal. The only problem with our ideals? They are, quote, like a horizon in the desert, Dan and Ben write. No matter how many steps forward we take, the horizon continues to move out of our reach. When we measure our progress this way, we are living in what Dan calls the gap. There is, however, a different way of measuring our progress. When we measure where we are now backward against where we started, we're in the gain. The ideal is any form of a hope or expectation. The ideal is where we wish we were. Many times, it's a comparison with something or somebody else, like her raise was bigger than my raise. So, why is this a problem? Because being in the gap prevents us from living within our own experience. It stops us from valuing where we are now. It stops us from being happy. The other problem with the gap? Many times it's our default mode. It's, quote, human nature to be in the gap, Dan and Ben note. Let's say my wife Carrie and I are going to a concert. We've been anticipating this night, really looking forward to it. But we're running 10 minutes late. If we are frustrated and focus on the fact we are late, we are living in the gap. We are measuring ourselves against our ideal. We aren't actually living in the moment. Now, can we escape the gap? Absolutely. We can simply choose to focus on the fact that we are about to have a fantastic night. Then the entire experience is a gain. When we are in the gain, we measure our success backward against where we started. When we focus on the gain, we are happy. Now, in every situation, we are either in the gap or the gain. We can't be in both at the same time. And we can choose to be in the gain right now, in this moment. I hope you have a great weekend. You can find other posts like this one at risewithdrew.com.